Welcome dear students. This is my new video and it's a special video on carving during lockdown. I have received many requests from students saying that they want to do carving but they don't have any carver and wax block at home, and it is very difficult to do a carving. So I thought, why not make a wax block at home with available sources, and instead of carver I am using this knife. So I will be doing permanent maxillary first molar carving, and I'll be showing only the occlusal surface and the crown part little bit. And for the detailed steps you have to first refer my permanent first maxillary molar carving already uploaded on YouTube, and here I'll be showing how to use this carver edge and this block to do the carving. So in maxillary first molar, this is a square shape block which I have made. I have to convert this into rhomboid shape. So first of all I will make this into I'll divide the occlusal surface into 4 quadrant, and diagonally opposite two angles I'll make it round in the sense I'll make these angles obtuse, diagonally opposite angles I will make obtuse to convert this into rhomboid shape. So I have these two angles acute and these two are obtuse, and roughly you can see this dimension is little bit elongated. And now for inclined planes, what I'll do, I'll use this as my cutting edge of the carver, okay, knife. So this will be my carver now, and this edge I will use. This is my sharp edge. I am not using this. I am using mostly the tip part of this. So this is my buccal surface. So first I am using this cusp, this quadrant, and like this you can see this. I have carved one cusp on the obtuse angle side. This is my one cusp. Now this is my buccal surface, and on the other side I'll be using, I'm making the other cusp. So on the buccal surface very neatly I have carved two cusps. Okay, so this is my obtuse angle, and this will be my obtuse angle. So my oblique ridge will go from this cusp to this cusp. So what I'll do is, the outer inclined plane of this obtuse angle I will merge, and I'll continue this, extend this inclined plane, and I'll reach on this central part on the opposite side, so that this will be my oblique ridge. So I will turn this. Now this is my obtuse angle. So from here, outer inclined plane, I will join here. So this is how you can see I have extended this inclined plane on the mesiolingual side, and I have joined this two quadrant diagonally. Now opposite cusp on the buccal side, the other cusp, I will extend straightway to form a transverse ridge like this, and this is how my three major cusp has been done. So these two are my buccal cusp, and this is my mesiopalatal cusp. So three major cusps have been done, and roughly I will make this marginal ridge also prominent. Now can you see this cusp is still left, distolingual cusp, which is the smallest cusp, and the ridge of this cusp, cuspal ridge, is directed towards the central bit. So I will join this, extend this, and this is how I have carved the distolingual cusp facing towards the center, right? So you can see all four cusp. Now buccal cusp, both the buccal cusp, I'll carve the buccal ridges. So buccal ridges I will carve. This is my center, this groove separating the cusp. I will extend this on the buccal side slightly, and on both the sides I will carve buccal ridges using the same edge of the knife. I am not using the sharp edge, I am using the blunt end, like how we use in our carver. You can make out I have carved in the upper 2/3 the buccal ridge on one buccal cusp. Now the other cusp also. So this is how my both the cusps are done very neatly, and with the cuspal ridges. You can see the cusp tip also, and both the buccal cusp. Similarly for the lingual cusp also. Lingual cusp also. You can make out the buccal cusp, palatal cusp also. Both the cusps have been done. Ridges and two ridges on, and cuspal ridges and the buccal ridges, and the groove. So this is how roughly it is done. Now let us see the cervical part. So palatally I will give cervical constriction. This is how you can make out I have given a cervical constriction. Similarly on palatal aspect, on buccal aspect, I have carved the cervical line on palatal side and buccal side both. Now while carving cervical line on proximal surfaces, I have to maintain the rhomboid shape of the crown. So I'll reduce more on the cusps which are placed at the obtuse angle. So I'll reduce more on these two cusps. So my obtuse angles are these two, where oblique ridge is joining from mesiopalatal to distolingual. So this is how Banka proximal surfaces. I'll reduce more on the cusp which are joining the oblique ridge. So you can make out this is my oblique ridge, and I have made these two angles round, and my crown is more or less rhomboid shape. So I'll make this prominent, the oblique ridge and the obtuse angle part. You can make out the crown is rhomboid in shape now. roughly it is done. I'll do the polishing with a tissue paper. Usually we use cotton, but now if you have tissue paper, you can use tissue paper also and gently polish it. You can make out this is oblique ridge, obtuse angle, and this is the tallest cusp, mesiopalatal cusp, and all 4 cusps are seen. Now on this cusp we need to carve cusp of Carabelli. So all these steps are there in the regular video. I'll just show you how to make cusp of Carabelli. I have already made it. I'll polish it. So our crown is almost ready. So you can practice, you can make your own blocks, you can use colorful wax, big candles if you are having at home. Make colorful blocks and start doing carving, molar carving. So you can make out our maxillary molar crown is done. So similarly you can do all premolar and molar carvings at home and try to finish all your submission, and all the best for your exams.